Yo guys, this is Team Light Morphwing coming back at you. We wanted to show you our updated Morphtronic deck. It's a lot better than it was. I've been watching a whole bunch of videos on everyone else's Morphtronic decks, and I think mine kills. I've seen this deck kill Light Sworns, I've seen this deck kill Blackwings, and I just tested it out against my friend's Synchro Cat deck, and it actually stood up pretty well. So if you guys want to base it off this list, go ahead, but I'll start off with you. Anyways, start off. Have two Gadget Drivers. Gadget Driver is a good card. You ditch him from your hand to switch the battle positions of all Morphotronic monsters on your side of the field. It's a real good card to run, especially when you have your map and you're trying to get your defense position effects out there for morph cards. So you got to run the Gadget Drivers, two of them. Two Camerons. Cameron, again, is a pretty simple card. In attack position, if he gets destroyed as a result of battle, you get one level 4 Morphotronic monster from your hand or your graveyard and summon him to the field. But his defense position is pretty much more used because when he's in defense position, Morphotronic monsters are unaffected by effects by your opponent. So Torrential can't beat him. Things like Heavy Storm can destroy your trap cards and your spell cards, things like that. So Cameron's a good card to run in defense position only. Next I have three Selphons. Selphon, again, is a pretty good card to run, especially because he's the main summoner of the deck. When Selphon's in attack position, you roll a dice. Whatever the number is that the dice is rolled, you get to draw that from your deck, and if there's any Morphotronic monsters, level 4 or lower, you get to special summon them to the field. This card works really well with machine duplication because you get three Selphons out on the field, and pretty much you can bring out Bordens, Magnans, Camerons, things like that. Next I got three Bordens. Borden is pretty much the best card in the deck, in my opinion. In attack position, all Morphotronic monsters can attack directly. In defense position, Morphotronic monsters aren't destroyed as a result of battle. Real good card to run. You need three of them. Next, three Boomboxen. Boomboxen in attack position can attack twice, and in defense position it can negate the attack of one of your monsters or one of your opponent's monsters. And pretty much Boomboxen is pretty much one of the best cards too, because any monster that can attack twice in one battle phase is always pretty good. Next, most people run two of these, but in my opinion it's not enough. I run three Magnets because, you know what, in my opinion Magnets are pretty much one of the easiest cards to get, and they're pretty much one of the best cards to use. Whenever he's in defense position, your opponent has to attack Magnet, and whenever you have a Borden on defense position, can't be destroyed by battle, so it's pretty much a win-win. Magnet's pretty much just good for that use. In defense position, your opponent has to attack him, so it's good for stalling, pretty much. Morphotronics are just stallers. And last is three Radions. Now the Radions are pretty much another hard card to get. Not a lot of people use them. But the thing is with Radions is that every Morphotronic monster you control gains 800 attack. And then while Radion's in defense, every Morphcon monster gains 1000 defense. So Radion's a good card to run, especially when you're running this type of format of a deck. Now staple magic cards or spell cards. Giant Trunade. You never want to run a Heavy Storm in a deck because you're going to get rid of your Morphotronic maps or other set cards you might have like Monotron. You gotta just run Giant Trunade because you can always put them back in your hand and then put them right back out on the field. Next would be MST. MST just destroys, a face down card on the field. Spell or trap. Lightning Vortex to destroy when people swarm. This works real well when your opponent is swarming. Machine Duplication works super great with Selphon and Borden because Borden is machine and he's 500 attack or less. So you can get three out like that, and it's pretty much one of the best cards to run Machine Duplication. One Monster Reborn to bring back, a card that you might need, and then one Brain Control. Just, pay your life points, get one of your opponent's monsters. Most likely just keep them for a turn, that way you can attack if you don't have a Borden, or some reason for that. Brain control's pretty good. 2 accelerators. Most people don't run accelerators in a beatdown deck like this, but when I use them, it works real well, especially because I'm trying to always destroy like people's synchro cat monsters and then black wings and this and that. So accelerator works well. Plus you get to draw another card. It's draw power. That's pretty much the only draw power you have in the whole deck. Next you got 2 maps, or maps, my bad. Repair units. Repair unit, you ditch 1 Morphtronic card from your hand to the graveyard, and you get to bring 1 Morphtronic monster from the graveyard back to the field, and it's equipped to it, so it's a equipped card. Anyways, 3 Morphtronic maps. The maps are really good because it's a field card, and basically it helps out your Morphtronic monsters, especially when you're running gadget drivers. Whenever a Morphtronic monster switches its battle position, you pretty much get to just add on morph counters, gains 300 attack for each one. It's real good running morph. Oh, well look at that, my trap card already came out. So for your information, this is Omaja Trio. I like running it because it stops your opponent from swarming. But I have a question for somebody, and I need this answered because it's really pissing me off because my friend does this. When I get the 3 Omaja tokens out on the field for him, right? Every time he brings them out, I bring them out, he synchro summons with my Omaja tokens. Now, on Omaja Trio, the trap card, it says you cannot tribute, Omaja tokens, right? But I'm confused because is synchroing the same as tributing, so you can't synchro, or I'm just not unsure how it works. So if anyone can answer this question, I really greatly appreciate it. Does the Omaja tokens on the opponent's side of the field, are they allowed to be synchro summoned for whatever synchro card that your opponent has? That's all I'm asking. So if someone can answer that, that'd be great. But again, Omaja Trio, I run it in the deck. 2 Threatening Roars, just to stop attack. It's, again, like I said, Morphtronic cards are stalling. It's pretty much when you're trying to bring out your combo cards, things like Borden, Magnin, Selphon, Radion, Boomboxin, things like that. 2 Binds. Binds are pretty much again, another staller card. Level 4 monsters can't attack your morph cards, and then also, they can't change their battle positions, so that's pretty good. 2 Force Fields. Force Field, again, anytime your opponent activates a spell or trap card that would destroy one of your Morphtronic monsters, you negate the attack, or negate the effect, and then get 1 Morphtronic card from your deck and to your hand, so it's pretty good. And then finally, 3 Monotrons. Monotron is pretty much the simple basis card for this deck. Monotron works the best because whenever you have Bordens or Magnets, this card works the best because every time you throw out a Borden or a Magnet, automatically switch it to defense. Your opponent can't destroy morph monsters. It makes it that much simpler, and when you have map out there, you just keep on adding up morph counters like that. Again, don't have a side deck because there's no tuners in here, but that's the morph deck. And if anyone has any recommendations or thinks that this deck is crap, which I don't, but anyways, signing out. Team Might Morphwing.